Can you imagine being such a fuckboy that you put a hit out on your ex-girlfriend because you was too busy fucking her ex-best friend while her grandbaby was getting killed? Well, Crusty Cole can. House of Dragons Season 2, Episode 2. Let's get into it. This episode starts off right after the events of Blood and Cheese, and the castle's in disarray. Great Value Joffrey is breaking his dad's Lego set because he was too busy getting drunk while his son was getting decapitated. So now he wants all the smoke. He's declaring war on the blacks. Shit finna get hot. In fact, things get so hot that he wants to blame everyone around him except himself for his son getting killed. And the only person he can really blame is Crusty Cole here. Being the professional sneaky link that he is, he was too busy fucking Aegon's mom instead of doing his job. And since Crusty Cole cares so much about honor and duty, he lies and says, I was just in bed. I had the Night's Watch on it. Meanwhile, Baby Trump is just thinking to himself, plotting, scheming, like, how can we use this situation to our benefit? He comes up with the idea that we should have a funeral and parade the body through the city. You know, instead of being a grandfather who was actually there for his grandkids. Naturally, Aegon's like, nah, fuck all that. We ain't finna have that happen. You're not dragging my son's body through the city. You finna make me look weak out here. But with a little mommy manipulation, they actually managed to get it agreed to. He ought to blame this whole thing on Rhaenyra. That'll get all the houses to our side. And he's like, only a person left to coerce is Helaena, aka the only person you're allowed to like on Team Green. First, Helena's not with it. She's like, I don't want to be near the small folk. They stink. But with a little more mommy manipulation and a side of, don't bring up the fact that I was fucking your son's bodyguard while he was supposed to be protecting him. And Helaena completely ignores this and pretends like she didn't say it. And I think this is girl code for I won't say shit. Helaena ends up getting dragged to do the funeral throughout the city where they show off the carcass of her dead son to all the small folk in order to blame Rhaenyra. Alicent's pretending to be sad even though she started this whole war because she was mad at her best friend for living her best life. And Helena's over here having a PTSD attack. She's like, get these small folk away from me. They got roaches. But Baby Trump's plan ends up working as the crowd starts talking about how Rhaenyra is monstrous. Then we jolt over to Team Black and we see Rhaenyra facing the council as they are speculating that Rhaenyra had something to do with getting Jaehaerys killed. Rhaenyra's like, I don't kill kids, bro. That shit is fucked up. I can't believe y'all even charged me with that. Anybody who would kill a kid is a monster. And while she's saying this, Auntie Niece is giving Uncle Day Day the coldest side eye ever. Damon's just like, don't say shit. You finna blow my whole shit up. But then Rhaenyra peeps what's happening between the two and is like, Daemon, what the fuck you do? So she pulls him into her office where Daemon admits he puts a hit out on Aemon Targaryen. Rhaenyra's like, what did you tell him to do if they couldn't find Aemon? Daemon said he had nothing to do with it. It was just a mistake. He would never kill a kid. Right? But at this point, Rhaenyra's like, I can't trust you, Daemon. You completely used my moment of weakness against me to act out your own lustful war. The whole time, Daemon's like, how can you not trust me? I was just heading off to Harrenhal to get them to join your cause. Then Rhaenyra drops the bomb and says, you're selfish and you're just mad you didn't get the fucking crown. And this is where Uncle Day Day almost loses his shit, starts throwing shit across the room. For a second, it looks like he's about to beat Rhaenyra, but he's like, nah, I don't beat women no more. I'm reformed now. I'm a good guy, right? Daemon goes full mask off and is like, nah, your daddy was weak. I should have been king. And by the way, Rhaenyra, you're only queen because your dad was afraid of me. I'm a real... Rhaenyra's like, no, nobody was afraid of you. He just couldn't trust you like I couldn't trust you. You out here killing kids, Daemon. You're pathetic. Then Daemon storms off and flies to what we think is Harrenhal to get more alliances for Team Black. Hearing the commotion, Baela pulls up to the room and is like, what do you need, Rhaenyra? I'm here for you. Rhaenyra asks Baela to patrol King's Landing to make sure Team Green ain't moving too shifty. And Baela, being not the stepdaughter, but the daughter who stepped up, is like, I got you, queen. And we see her fly off later in the episode. And meanwhile, Rhaenyra gets left to babysit the kids. Now, I don't know what she was thinking, but I'm thinking to myself, like, this ain't part of the patriarchy package that Rhaenyra signed up for. I was Daemon off, running off, doing whatever the fuck he wants, and you're playing housemaker. As the queen of the Seven Kingdoms, seems like you're getting fucked. Rhaenyra and Daemon gonna have to work out the 50-50 in their relationship because something ain't adding up. You get to see Baela and Jace all grown up talking about how shitty their fathers were. You get to see two Valerian brothers, where one of their brothers is a clout chaser and he wants his brother to go to war with Valerian so he can get that money and fame. And Big Bro's just like, nah, I'm good. Give me some goat stew. We get to see the small folk through the eyes of Hugh Hammer, and they are going through it. Because of the blockade that House Valerian put on King's Landing, the small fucker suffering the most. They so broke, they over here seasoning water, thinking to themselves, man, them highborns really ain't shit. Speaking of ain't shit highborns, we get to see Aemon Targaryen in a whorehouse where he's looking like King Voldemort off some crack. We find out that he was at the whorehouse the night Blood and Cheese happened. That's why they couldn't find him. We also see him get intimacy for the first time in his life, and he admits that he is sorry for the death of Luke, and also that he is kind of happy that his uncle Day wants to kill him because now he's kind of important. You know, for a dude who struts around the show like a bad bitch, you would think he wouldn't hate himself this much. Like, how you still holding on to the fact that a 5-year-old bullied you when you was a kid? Go to therapy. We get a scene of Auntie Niece and Uncle C talking about Daemon and how selfish he is, how he wishes to be his own master. See, Rhaenys relates to Daemon a lot because she too had the crown pass over her and she knows how that feels. Uncle C, in true power bottom fashion, is like, hey, I don't mind having my wife tell me what to do. Daemon should try it sometime. And they share a good laugh in a very intimate moment that seems almost kind of like foreboding. I'm just thinking to myself, who gonna die? We end up finding out that Blood got caught. Only Feast was about to torture him, but this man folded like a lawn chair, told him everything he wanted to know, which ends up getting all the rat catchers in King's Landing hung. We get to see that Cheese is one of them, but that's what he get for kicking that dog. Because Aegon killed all the rat catchers, Otto's like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking up my plans. You just undid all the work we did with that funeral. And Great Value Joffrey's just like, I don't care. I want the smoke. I want the smoke. And Baby Trump is not trying to hear this because it's a stupid move. Otto realizes that Baby Joffrey is so young and stupid and so much worse of a king than Viserys ever was. Lily tells him that he was never supposed to be king. Great Value Joffrey's like, hey man, fuck all that. Sir Criston Cole's about that smoke. I want him to be handed the king. Give me that badge off your chest, old man. And he literally makes Crusty Cole the hand of the king. But not before telling him what Crusty Cole's plan was. You see, Crusty Cole had a plan. Find Sir Eric, the twin brother of Sir Eric, who went to serve Rhaenyra. In full projection modes, he tries to say that Sir Eric has tainted his cloak because it's a little dirty, and then tries to blame him for the death of Prince Jaehaerys. Nah, fuck all that. I had nothing to do with this. I'll take the dirty cloak comment. But what are you? And why the fuck does Queen Helena not have a sworn protector? Could it be that you were supposed to be her sworn protector, but you still fucking old girl? In true fuckboy fashion, Crusty Cole's like, gaslight, gatekeep. Says that he must go attempt to kill Rhaenyra by pretending to be his brother, Sir Eric, because they're twins. What can Sir Eric really say? He's outranked by Crusty Cole, and he gotta listen. Meanwhile, on Team Black, Rhaenyra meets up with the White Worm, and as two former fuck girls, they realize in this world, they will never be equal to men, and how sad that is. So Rhaenyra ends up setting her free. The White Worm, on her way out, she sees Sir Eric, the other twin brother, coming in from the shore. Sir Eric manages to sneak into Rhaenyra's castle at Dragonstone while Rhaenyra is trying to get ready to go to sleep. The Green Twin ends up taking over watch over Rhaenyra's door and proceeds to go inside. He's about to attack Rhaenyra, then his twin breaks into the door. And they get into tussling back and forth, and at this point I can't even tell who's who. This is a terribly sad battle as both brothers truly love each other and it's so apparent. One brother ends up getting the best of the other, and I don't know who it is, but he ends up stabbing him through the chest. The remaining brother says, "Your grace" to Rhaenyra, and then falls on his fucking sword. This shit was so gut-wrenching and sad, and it really makes you think about how these highborn games have torn apart so many families, and it has such a bigger effect outside of just the blacks and the greens. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section, and follow for more House of the Dragon content. Let's get it.